Hello, everybody. Welcome back to That's Life Podcast. I'm your co-host, Abby Murphy, and
I'm your other co-host, Ryan Luckett.
And we haven't seen each other in a week, I think.
Well, yeah, it's probably been a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't been near each other, hanging out or anything since probably Monday.
Buddy, old pal.
It's good to see you.
How I've missed you. I literally walked in the door. This is what just happened. So I just got done working 6 hours at choreography time, and it was super awesome. But as you can tell, I'm being musical-y right now.
Yeah,
singing.
I was just thinking that. I was like, she's doing a lot of singing.
I'm in my musical mode right now. Which what? Go ahead.
That's fine. No, it's...
Which what? Get all theater kids, be on your guard. Ryan's about to shame all of us. Go ahead.
It's just sometimes the singing while talking 24/7 gets a little annoying.
I think it's adorable. Thank you. You do love it?
No, I still love you.
Anyways, that's why I look like a mess right now, because I just danced for 6 hours and I love it. But with that, this week, that was something that I took on this week, and I love it, but it's the opposite of Ryan's schedule. So Ryan works 9 to 5, and then rehearsal for me starts at 5. So we haven't really been able to see each other that often.
No, last weekend we went to Louisville, which was fun, but we didn't really get to hang out together. We went to my sister's wedding.
Yeah, which we can talk about that too.
Yeah, and then I went back to Louisville this past weekend for the PGA Championship. We're filming this on Saturday. I went back on Thursday night and went to the PGA Championship on Friday, which is a golf tournament for probably 90% of you that don't know that listening to this.
So we literally haven't seen each other in almost a week, pretty much a week.
Yeah, well, we saw each other on Monday.
Yeah. But anyways, so we just figured, I walked in the door 30 minutes ago, and we just figured, why don't we just make the podcast us catching up, because it literally is us just catching up.
Yeah, we can just literally talk about the last week and a half of what we've been up to, basically.
And also, if you're watching this right now, the microphone, I progressively am scooting the microphone closer to Ryan, because if you listen to last week's episode, I found out that it's not just a me and Ryan thing. It's what is that? Do you hear that?
Huh? Oh, that's outside the AC unit.
Oh.
Abby gets very paranoid on the little noises.
I can hear it. Listen. Do you hear that? You hear how loud that is?
I don't hear it.
You don't hear
Oh, I hear it now, yeah.
Yeah. So if you hear...
Got a little AC going.
I think it's also just a sensory thing for me as well. But I noticed last week, if you watched, I had to tilt the microphone closer to Mom because she was quieter. But then I realized I also have to do that for Ryan. And then I'm sitting here and I'm yeah, I'm just loud. I just speak really loud, and especially from coming from teaching choreo. I moved the mic closer to me. Especially from teaching choreography for a long time. I'm very up here right now, because your brain just goes, and I'm just assisting. I'm not even actually choreography dutying right now. So, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, there's probably... How long are we awake during the day? What, 14 hours?
I don't know.
16 hours?
Well, I wake up at 4:30. 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30.
Right. Let's just go 4:30 to 4:30 is 12 hours.
12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30.
We just got to 12.
7:30, 8:30, 9:30 to 10. So I'm awake for approximately 18 hours.
Yeah, so the normal person's up 17, 18 hours. Abby's loud for about 17 of those. And then maybe the last hour of the day she's
I don't know if
screaming.
a normal person, probably a normal person 14 hours, because I don't think everyone's getting up at 4:30.
Nobody gets 10 hours of sleep a day.
There's not 28 hours in a day.
There's 24. So,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Math. Okay, listen,
tough.
I've been counting in 8 counts for the past 6 hours, okay? Cut me some slack. Don't make that face, that's how it works. My dancers know what I mean. My theater people know what I mean. Anyone who knows a cheerleader knows what I mean. Ryan just doesn't come from that world, and so he feels like he can judge.
No, I just know how to do math.
I know how to do math.
14 plus 10 equals
24.
You didn't know that.
Ask me another.
2 minutes ago.
Ask me another.
No.
Please. What's 9 times 9? 81.
All right. What are we
In your
doing?
face. What's 10 times 10? 100. What's 10 times 9?
You know what that
90?
makes me think of?
What's 5 times
All right,
7?
Can we stop?
35. Yep.
You're being annoying. Thanks.
Okay, everybody. My boyfriend just called me annoying. I can either A, get upset by that, B, bottle in the hurt feelings that I feel, or C, approach him and let him know that, ouch, that cut deep.
You know what that made me think of, though? Was
what?
Did you guys, whenever you were in grade school, get the multiplication papers?
Yeah.
The first
Each
person
week.
the first person that would always get them done would flip their paper over as loud as they could just to let everybody know they finished before everybody else.
Oh, no, you know what we would do? Well, we would have a different, like, times table each week.
Yeah.
So it'd be, like, 1s and then 2s, and then we'd get quizzed on it.
Yeah, that's what we would do. But sometimes it would be, like, I mean, we would have that, but we would also have scramble ones, and it would be timed. And if you got done first, you would always be trying to flip that paper over really loud so everybody knows you were the first one to get done.
That AC is so loud. Do you hear that?
I mean, yeah, I hear it.
Hopefully the podcast doesn't hear it, but if I'm hearing it in my headphone, you think you can't turn that off, can you?
No, it's not.
It's like for everybody.
It's outside. I don't have a yard. It's the apartments.
Everybody's gonna have to bear with us, I guess.
I have a feeling it's really nobody's gonna notice it.
Probably not. Anyways, what I was gonna say is, my children, which I don't know if you did this at your school, but like my friends when we were in elementary school, you know how the teacher would like have you grade your own paper, so they would like read off the answers and you would like check yes or check no.
Yeah.
So if you got it right, everyone would always go yes, and then if you got it wrong, you like wouldn't say anything, but everyone would be like yes if they got it right, because they wanted everybody else to know that they got it right.
Did you all graded your own? Do you mean by like your classmate?
Yeah.
So you would hand it off to somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that.
Well,
too.
sometimes we would just keep it for ourselves.
Well, yeah, then you could just cheat.
Yeah. Well, but you're in elementary school. Morally, I feel like I was terrified to get written up.
Elementary Ryan was still a cheater.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I was a teacher's pet.
I wasn't.
You cheated in elementary school?
I didn't know Jesus until I was 23, right? No,
okay.
21. I don't know why I said 23, but I was a cheater in school throughout my entire life.
Wow.
I know.
So that means if you do love Jesus, you'll never cheat in school again. Correct? So are you saying that when you did know Jesus, you never cheated in school?
I'm not a liar, so no.
Ryan! You cheated after you knew Jesus too?
Cheated less.
It all is the same in God's eyes. That's true.
You're going to hell.
I wouldn't say go that far. I will say, however, that not trying to toot my own horn, however, my conscience when it comes to cheating is so insane to the point that if I cheat, I will not be able to stop thinking about it until I tell the teacher. And this has happened multiple times. This has happened in high school, like 2 times. One time I copied a column of homework off of a friend and I had to tell her. Another time I asked for 2 questions on a test and I told her the specific questions.
That's wild.
And then I did it once my freshman year in college, but I didn't technically cheat. Like, we were supposed to watch a movie and I didn't watch the last 15 minutes of the movie, and then we had a quiz over the movie the next day. So I'm sitting in class and I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot to watch the last 15 minutes of the movie. So I look up how it ends on my phone, and then we get our tests pulled out, and there's a question that I wouldn't have got right if I wouldn't have looked up right before we got the test, the ending to the movie. And so I felt really bad about it. So I emailed the teacher, and then she was just like, okay, I'll just give you a B.
Wow.
So that's my cheating history.
That was some story right
However,
there.
I did know Jesus for all 3 of those encounters. So
you don't have the Holy Spirit.
What do you mean?
You have the Holy Spirit in you, so you know that was wrong.
That's why I told them.
I'm just kidding. It's a joke.
I know. I just wanted to share with the people.
Share what?
My cheating history.
I know, and I made a joke.
I missed the punchline.
Yeah, I'm can
sorry. I'm sorry, but you don't need to shake your head at me.
Sorry.
It's okay. That's something Ryan does, which I brought to his attention. Oh, wait, we talked about this last time.
Yeah.
You'll shake your head and you'll
Yeah.
What do I do?
Roll your eyes.
Yeah. I feel like more often, though, mine isn't, like, reactive. Mine is before. Like, I swear, if we have, like, a little, like, debacle, like, you'll react after and be like, ugh. But I'll, like, I'll already set the expectation. Like, today when I walked in, I was, like, already mad and you didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
I think that's just called being a girl, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, today, this is where I'm at today. Today, I forgot my headphones at my house. I called Ryan and I said, do you have headphones? He said no. So then I got mad at him. Not like actually, but I was annoyed. And I have no right to be annoyed by that.
Well, I'll be the punching bag for a little bit.
No, that's not okay. Don't say that. That makes me sound so awful.
No, sometimes you just need to be mad for a little bit and just take it out on me.
No, absolutely not. That is not okay. I don't think that's very life-giving or equally yoking.
I said, well, we're dating, so.
Yeah, so iron sharpens iron. I don't think we're both getting
sharp.
sharp.
Abby called me and asked that, and I said no, and she said, okay, I'll turn around. And I was like, okay. And she said, love you. And I didn't even get a chance to say anything. The phone was already hung up.
Ryan knew.
I was like, oh.
Ryan knew when I walked in today. Like, when I walked in, you seemed really happy, but you could tell I was, like, just running off of, like, fumes, I guess.
Yeah.
And so you were like, I'm just not going to disturb the beast right now.
That's right.
That's what it felt like. But anyways, I've been holding this because I've been wanting to open it, but it's so loud that I'm going to make a segment of this is drinking Gatorade Fit with Abby Murphy. Ah.
Gatorade Fit. Tropical mango flavor. I have
that's pretty good.
Citrus berry. It's solid.
You want to try?
I've had that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's good.
I think I might like the electrolyte Gatorade better, though.
Oh, I do. They just didn't have any sugar-free.
Oh, does this not have sugar in it or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of mangoes, Ryan and I are going to Costa Rica in...
Speaking of mangoes.
A week from today. We will be... What time is it? 5:30? We'll be in Costa Rica.
Yeah, that's exciting.
We'll be in Costa Rica.
I'm so excited.
And we're going for my cousin's wedding. However, we just finished this weekend a wedding. Would you like to talk about it since they're a little closer to you than they are to me, I feel like?
Oh, yeah. My sister got married this weekend. It was so much fun. She got married back in Louisville, so Abby and I went back for the rehearsal dinner on Friday, which was at like a little restaurant on the river, which was beautiful.
It was so good. Oh, my gosh.
I guess people would actually enjoy hearing about kind of the experience. So, like, the... food for the rehearsal dinner, like we didn't have the rehearsal at the venue, so we were at a really nice restaurant right on the river in Louisville. There's like some boats over there and stuff. It was really pretty. And so we just like ran through what the wedding was going to look like on Friday, or what the wedding was going to look like on Saturday, with the wedding planner, who was really awesome. And it was really fast, you know.
It was so fast. It was literally like
5 minutes.
No, I was probably like 15.
Yeah.
Waiting to get everybody there took like 30.
Yeah, waiting to get everybody there took a long time. But after that, it was like a buffet style, but they had salad, they had squash and zucchini, potatoes, like these roasted potatoes that were so good,
pasta,
grilled chicken pasta,
and shrimp.
Yeah, tell them about the shrimp. Shrimp on a stick.
Yeah, it was like kebab shrimp.
Yeah, kebab shrimp. That's what it was.
And it was pineapple and then a pepper.
Yeah.
Right? And then a pepper.
And then a shrimp.
And then 2 shrimps. And it was like marinated in like some sort of vinaigrette. It was like sweet. It was like a mango it was like a mango vinaigrette or something.
Yeah. And it was so good.
It was really good. And one thing about me is I'm not too big on like buffet style like catering, really, unless it's like Qdoba or Chipotle where I like know, like I've had it before.
Abby was punching air when she found out it was a buffet because she couldn't get her salmon.
I wasn't mad, but I was just like, oh, like it probably, I don't know, I'm just never like filled up by buffet style because I just get like a little scoop and like whatever. But no, this meal was like probably a solid 8 out of 10. Like
it was one of the best rehearsal dinners I've had.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to stack up on rehearsal dinners. So.
Usually rehearsal dinners are like pretty mid, but this one was good. It was Captain's Corner in Louisville.
I think Quarters.
Captain's Quarters.
Yeah, it was
you
good.
Feel like you're at the beach in the middle of Louisville.
Yeah, that's so true. It literally felt like we were on like a bay.
Yeah, it was really cool.
It was right on the Ohio River.
Yeah.
And then Saturday was awesome. I mean, it was like beautiful. The weather was great. The wedding venue was outside. It was like Hazelnut venue or something, Hazelnut Farm.
No idea.
But it was really pretty.
We got there at 1, and I just kind of chilled because I wasn't in the wedding. So I just kind of like chilled with the family, basically hung out with their mom.
Yeah, Abby got to hang out with my family, which she doesn't get to a lot.
Yeah, I know, it was so fun. Like I seriously felt like this was like my POV of the day. Was like I got there at 1, and then I just took some videos for her, which I need to send those to her. Like she needs those because they're just on your phone. But just like the venue and just like putting some cutesy stuff together, and then I kind of like transitioned into like caretaker of the children once like
of my nephews.
Yeah, once like stuff actually started happening, like pictures and all that. It was kind of like, okay, distract the
because Devin and Marissa were both in the wedding.
Right.
I didn't think about that.
And so so his 2 brothers were groomsmen, and one of his brothers, Devin, has 2 kids. Little like babies, a 2-year-old and a almost 1-year-old. And the wife of the
mother.
Yeah. Which I guess she's your sister-in-law.
Yeah, sister-in-law. She was in the wedding as well.
She was a bridesmaid, so yeah, anyways. But yeah, me and your mom kind of like just played with the kids, and it was so fun because you think it's fine if I say their names, or should I not say their names?
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't know, like, security-wise, like...
I think it's fine.
Okay, anyways. So, one of the little kids, his name's Reese, and he just, like, gets fixated on these words. And so, it's so funny, like, he loves... Like, I was like, Reese, you want to sing a song? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, A, B, C. And he goes, no, excavator song. I was like, I don't know the excavator song. You're going to have to tell me that. And then, oh my gosh, the cutest thing. So I was like, okay, Reese, what sound does a cat make? And he's like, meow. Yeah. I was like, what sound does a bird make? Teet, 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 teet. I said, okay, Reese, what sound does a cow make? And he goes, moo. And I said, no, Reese, that's a mean cow. And he said, moo. Yeah. It was the cutest thing ever. Your dad thought that was so funny. And like, Reese is like obsessed with your dad.
Yeah.
Like, obsessed.
He's obsessed with both of his grandparents.
During the actual ceremony, I was in charge of the 2 kids.
And I didn't even think about that because I was, like, wondering why you got put on Reese and Frankie duty. And I was like, oh, all of my family's in the wedding.
Literally no one else can. And Elsa, who was also Elsa was, like, watching Frankie basically the whole time, but she was in the front.
Yeah.
And so we just wanted to have the kids farther back, too, because, like, when they see mom and dad, like, they're going to want them and, like, run up to them.
That's a good point.
But Frankie was like also asleep too. And
that's good.
Anyways, but during the actual ceremony, which I'll let Ryan take his POV because it's cool to talk about his experience as well, because he had a really cool experience that he was not going to say until I forced him to, probably.
What?
I don't want it to be about me. I don't want to. What were you in the wedding?
Oh, I mean, I got to officiate it. And I was going to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I was going to talk about it.
Okay, good. Well, anyway, he's just very humble, so I want him to, like, share that too. But everyone was like, so, like, when I got home, my family's like, so did Ryan, like, did he do amazing? Like, was he just so good? And I was like, honestly, I don't really know. Like, I was like... I, like, tried to watch you as much as I could, and I did. Like, I was really proud of you and, like, heard you, obviously. But I was not... I was not watching that wedding. I was staring at those kids because I was like, they are not going to scream or cry or run or mess something up on my watch. Like,
Reese,
and not them
Reese
messing something up, but
going crazy.
Yeah. Just like I didn't.
Not like in a bad way, but just,
no.
He's just got a lot of energy.
They're the sweetest kids ever. I don't even like saying mess something up, but just like it's the most sacred, special moment of a man and a woman's life thus far. Like,
it was cool.
Yeah. It was so beautiful, and I was like, if one kid bursts out in tears on my watch, I am going to feel horrible. And so my head was like this the whole time. I was like,
there was nothing you could have done anyways.
Yeah, but they were great.
They were good.
So great. There was one moment where the little one got a little fussy, so I like stood up and went to the back just in case, and then he like calmed down, and I was like, okay. But yeah, and then we danced the night away.
We started off on the dance floor together.
We did start the dance floor.
We broke the ice.
Everyone laughed when I twirled Ryan.
Yeah.
I heard your dad. He was like,
wow. Those would probably be some good pictures too, because the camera lady was all over us because we were the only ones out there.
I didn't even notice. Was she really?
Yeah, she was right next to us. She was.
Wow, I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Okay, your turn. Your POV.
It was really cool. Like, I've talked to a handful. Like, I've never like done a ton of public speaking, but I've done like a fair share, and it's a lot more nerve-wracking, like giving a message to like a FCA or like a youth group, just because you don't have like pretty much everything planned out. So, in my opinion, like, I just kind of get scatterbrained. But like for the wedding, it's like you pretty much have everything you're gonna say, like you can have it written out. So I had a lot of the stuff that I was gonna say written out, but it was awesome. Like, just being up there with my sister, both my brothers, and my sister-in-law, and then now my brother-in-law Travis. Like, it was so cool just to
two sister-in-laws. Yeah,
Megan as well. It's a good point. Yeah. So like the whole kids were up there, and then my dad walked my sister down the aisle. It was just and I wasn't nervous or anything, and
you
was
nervous.
really, really able to take it all in.
You got a little emotional.
And like, seeing my sister walk down the aisle, I probably would have gotten even more emotional if I didn't see her so much before.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, I saw her so much, so it kind of broke it a little bit. But it was such a cool experience, and I was able to like really, really take it in and like experience it, which was awesome.
And during the kiss, you stepped to the side.
Yeah, I did.
I was so
some
proud.
of the preview pictures are already back, which are
really. Oh yeah, I saw she posted some of them.
Yeah, so very cool.
So exciting.
But it was awesome.
We've got lots of weddings ahead.
Yeah, we do. I was driving home. This is like side plot, but I was driving home thinking about how crazy it is. Like, your experience is a little bit different because you've known Jesus a lot longer, but thinking about, so I was like, if somebody just like went up to high school Ryan or high school Ryan's friends and was like, hey, Ryan's gonna be on a podcast talking about Jesus. People would literally like laugh. Like, I would laugh in your face.
Like, he's gonna be officiating the wedding.
I would have laughed in their face, or they would have laughed in your face. Or even in college, and they were like, hey, Ryan's gonna officiate his sister's wedding and talk about Jesus.
Or talk to FCA.
They would have literally been like, what, the same Ryan that's out on the weekends every night with us, like standing on bar tables? Like, it was crazy just to see, and I don't say that to like say like, oh, I went from bad to good, but I say that like boasting in Jesus. Like, he will truly, if you just like give your life to him and open up and just seek him and just be curious about him, he will use people, broken people, messed up people, and bring them from death to life. Not good, not bad to good, but death to life, and truly change your life. And it's really, really cool.
Right? We are made righteous in the Lord. Like, the Bible literally says boast in the Lord. Like what you're doing is correct. Like, you are supposed to. It's odd because it feels like we're like, oh, like, I'm great. But it's like, no, you're just telling a testament of how good God is, because it's a direct, like your life is a direct example of the goodness of God.
Right.
And how he can change people. And I don't know. Where is your faith at these days? How are you feeling in like your relationship with Jesus?
I'm feeling great. It's been super cool to just be able to like, you know, do some of these really, really amazing like things that God has allowed me to do, and do it at at a comfortable level. Like I wasn't like nervous to do that. And I felt like really, really strong and good about it. You know, like sometimes, you know, maybe it wouldn't have been a bad thing if I was nervous, but it was amazing to like how good God is to just like let me be able to experience that, but also just like be able to take it in and like truly just feel all the emotions, like the great emotions that come with like seeing your sister get married, but also like be able to be a part of it in that way.
Well, and so even awesome. Like a marriage is a direct example of Christ and the church.
Yeah.
And so like a man should love a woman like, wait, let me gather my thoughts. A woman should submit to the man as the people submit to the church, and a man should lead a woman as Christ leads the church. Right? That's correct, right? Yeah. I worded that correctly.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Christ, I heard that right.
Christ to the church is like man to woman. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, no, that is right. It's a direct correlation of marriage.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know, especially even diving into like the specifics of like, then you become one, and then you, like, it's just such a beautiful picture of like the unity of man and woman coming together, like the unity of the church. Yeah. And like your ministry then becomes your ministry together. Yeah. And your ministry is now like each other in a way, you know, like you do serve one another.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it is like now we don't make decisions without one another.
Right, Ashlyn and Travis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, we're not married. Me and Ryan are not married.
Thanks for clearing that up. Why did you just say that?
Oh, I do want, well, because you said Ashlyn and Travis, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess I am not really being clear with that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But I will say, at the wedding, can I say this?
What?
I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, you might as well. We can blur it out if I don't.
No, that's probably fine. But at the wedding, Ryan is the only non-married Luckett now.
Oh.
And so everyone was like, all right, Ryan, when's your turn? When are you going to do it? And people were saying that to me too. But I think the difference between me and Ryan is Ryan is like, and I'm like, yeah, you tell him. You go tell him. Like no, I'm just very eager. I'm just like, let's go, woo, whenever. And
I'm not like, whenever I laugh
and
it
Ryan
off.
just doesn't want to date me either.
That's what I don't want people to like think whenever they hear that. It's like, they're like, oh, Ryan's just like, ha. It's like, no, like we have great conversations about that. And we're going towards that. It's just, I don't.
Well, I'm the one that just sits back and waits. So like you actually have to like do things.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that, though?
Oh, man. You guys hear this?
R.I.P. headphone users.
Well, they probably just said the same thing.
What do you mean?
We're over here talking about marriage. Abby goes, what is your thoughts on that?
On, like, men? Like, do you think men...
Wow.
What did you think I meant?
Well, I thought you were thinking, like, what are your thoughts on us? Like,
oh, on me and you?
Yeah, I thought that's what you were asking me.
Well, what were you going to say to that?
I was going to say, I can't wait.
Oh, why did that feel sarcastic? Are you being for real?
Well, I was being goofy, but I actually can't.
Oh, my head got covered up by the mic.
You look like your head.
No, I meant, like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, me saying, like, well, you're doing the work, like, in the proposal. Like, do you think that women can propose to men?
I mean, I don't see why they can't. I don't think they should, but...
Why don't you think they should?
To each their own. I don't know. I think that is a responsibility a man should take in leading that way. Like, you are making a decision to pursue someone for the rest of your life, and the man should be pursuing the wife in a way that he was pursuing his girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I think it should be a man's leadership that, eliminates, I guess, eliminates the confusion in whether or not somebody's going to ask them to marry each other. But
clarity is love.
Yeah, clarity is love.
Clarity is hashtag.
But, I mean, I'm not sitting here judging somebody that doesn't do that. I just think that I feel like a man should propose. I'm very anti-girl propose.
Well, I mean, even me as a woman, like, I don't think I'm anti-girl propose, but, like, I could never see myself personally, like, thinking, like, oh, what if I'm the one that does it? Like, it's just, I guess it's just the way I was raised, or I don't know, but I'm like, well, obviously, that's kind of a lot of pressure. Do you feel pressure?
No.
Like, why do guys get nervous?
Oh, I'll be super nervous.
But, like, why do guys get nervous?
You got to think about how big of a, like, commitment that is.
Yeah.
Which I understand people that'll rebuttal to that and be like, well, if you're nervous about committing to somebody, like, why would you, it's not like it's like I'm afraid of this. It's like this is a huge commitment, for better or for worse, for sickness, health, all the things. Like,
it's just a lot to be in charge of.
And it's a beautiful thing. Like, that's crazy.
You're more nervous because it's important, rather than
it's so
scary.
Important. And just like, I could spend the rest of my life with somebody. It's like emotion.
With
it's
somebody.
Like an emotional nerves.
I wonder who you want it to be.
You know what I wanted to talk about though?
What?
I don't mean to change the subject because this is still about the wedding, but the wedding food. We never talked about that.
Ryan and I are in our food review era.
Whoa.
So we're gonna review.
Well, but I think people like enjoy that kind of stuff.
Oh, I love it.
Like, people like to hear about the, like, wedding. Like, I feel like especially girls like to hear about, like, oh, what did they have for the wedding food? What was the wedding like? What was the, like, kind of the event aspect?
I don't know about all girls, but this girl likes to hear about food. I just like to talk about food.
So the spread that they had, well, they actually had a cocktail hour before the dinner.
That was so cool. It was a charcuterie board.
Yeah, which was really cool. And they had like cheese
and like some drinks and stuff.
What was it was cheese. It was grapes.
It was like classic charcuterie board
which
stuff.
Was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Crackers. And then we went in and ate, and they had fresh roast beef, which Abby.
I tried.
Abby wasn't a huge fan of the dinner, I don't think.
It's not that I wasn't. Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, the chicken, I'm usually a chicken or turkey girl, but the chicken was coated in like Alfredo sauce or cheese or something.
It was chicken cordon bleu.
And I'm not a big cheese girl, so.
And you're not a red meat person either.
But I tried the roast beef and it was pretty good. I had the veggies though. It was fine. But I ate the cake. That cake was fire.
You had like a bite of the cake.
No, I had a bite of yours and I had like half of mine.
You didn't have half because you gave it to me.
I had like half. I got red velvet. Anyways, weddings, excitement, everything's super fun. Ryan went to the PGA Tour, and I haven't heard anything about that except for that it was fun, it was cool. I didn't even know who you stayed with. I thought you stayed with your dad.
No, I stayed over at Bird and Megan's.
How was that?
It was a lot of fun. First ever PGA Tour tournament that I went to, and it was a major, so that's cool. The PGA Championship in Valhalla in Louisville.
He saw Rory, the Irish guy.
Yeah,
I know him.
Really cool. So I got a couple stories I'll share.
He was on Netflix.
Got there because I worked that day. Got there after work, and Rory McIlroy and Tiger hadn't teed off yet. So we go to hole 1, and I see Tiger tee off, and Rory's teeing off after him.
Rory.
And so.
Sorry.
Can I tell my story?
Yeah, I have something to say.
All right, say it.
Rory looked a lot more buff in the video you sent
me.
He
is jacked.
Okay. See, I was adding to the plot.
That's a great point.
Because when I watched...
He is jacked, but guess how tall he is?
He's short, isn't he? Mm-hmm. Like 5'10"?
He's 5'7".
That's my height. Well, I'm 5'6".
He's short.
Wow. Well, he is Irish.
Yeah. It's wild.
But I was going to say, he just looked like a lot different in the Netflix documentary that they made about him.
He's jacked.
And then the video you sent me, I was like, dang, Rory.
Yeah.
He's a big dude. Big.
Yeah, I was really impressed.
Yeah, me too. I was like, okay.
Super cool.
I mean, I still think you're cuter than Rory, but...
Thanks.
We should talk about that.
But anyways, see Tiger tee off on 1. It was so cool. I was seeing him saw him on the putting green, and it was like him, Jordan Spieth, and Bryson DeChambeau. They're just like some PGA Tour guys. I was like shocked. like seeing Tiger for the first time, I was like, it was one of the coolest experiences. I'm telling you, I don't get starstruck, but I got starstruck. I mean, it's the greatest athlete of all time. So, or one of the greatest athletes of all time, greatest golfer of all time. So it's super cool. But story time. So Tiger tees off, and I'm with my brother and his partner. Not partner. Well, it is his partner. He's a police officer with his police partner. And
I was like,
yeah, that sounded weird, didn't it?
His wife?
Yeah. And so they're working it off duty. And so I had a little bit extra privileges. And Tiger tees off, and we're going to go try and find a little bit closer spot for Rory. And we go in between the ropes while they have them open for people to cross. And they close them, and we're still in between the ropes. And Reggie, my brother's friend, is like, oh, we're going to stand right here. And I'm like, wait, we're going to stand right here? He's like, yeah, just stand between us. And I'm in the ropes watching Rory tee off. Like, my video was so close.
Yeah.
I was that close to him.
That's why I got a text from one of our friends.
Yeah.
And they were like, is Ryan famous? Like, he's getting an escort right now. And that makes so much sense.
Yeah. And so a PGA Tour worker came up and was like, are you, where's your credentials? And Reggie goes, he's with me. And my brother goes, oh, he won't do anything wrong, I promise. He's with us. And I'm sitting there.
Did you get scared when they asked you that?
I was like, usually I just wouldn't care. I'd be like, oh, they'll, tell me to move if I need to move. But like for that, like that's a golf major. And I'm like inside the ropes watching the number 2 golfer in the world tee off. I was like freaking out.
Who's the number 2?
Rory.
Oh, and Tiger's number 1?
No, Tiger's not even close to 1 anymore. Scotty Scheffler, the one that got arrested that morning, was 1.
Oh.
But it was so cool. Okay, so that was amazing, and I was like, ooh, it was so cool. But after that, we go to hole 7, and I saw Tiger make a birdie, so that was really cool to like watch Tiger Woods, sink a birdie putt. That was really, really cool. And then last story I'll say is, so my brother has to be there until it finishes, like till pretty much the tournament's done, and then he can leave.
How many days was it there? Like,
oh, my brother's been there since Monday. He'll be there tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
Tomorrow.
Was he tired of it or?
No, he's loving it.
He loves it.
He's exhausted at the end of the day, you can tell, but he's loving it.
He gets paid for it.
Yeah, he gets paid
so
well
cool.
for it. And so we're on the range, I'm on 18 green, just kind of watching guys finish up. And eventually I go back down to the practice range, and I got to see some of like my favorite golfers. Like I was within 7 to 8 feet of them, just watching them hit balls after they were done. And it was super cool just to like watch them. I just like said like good round and stuff, and they're like thanks, but it was really cool. Max Homa, Tony Finau. I have them on my Instagram story right now. Bryson DeChambeau, and then Brooks Koepka was down there too. It was super cool. Like I literally just got to sit there and watch those guys hit. And to be honest, like I really enjoyed the Rory and Tiger part, but that was my favorite part. Just like sit there, watch them like up close hit balls. It was super cool.
I bet it was insane.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 experience at the PGA Championship.
And you were only there for half a day.
I was there, for like 6 hours. I got to hang out with my brother too a lot, which was really cool. We got to experience like our first PGA golf tournament together. So that was a lot of fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you got a police escort. Just be like, yeah, I'm a podcast host. I'm pretty famous actually.
Well, when somebody texted me that and I showed it to or our friend texted me that and I showed it to my brother and I was like, oh yeah, podcast's popping off. I have to have two police escorts.
Well, we had just announced the giveaways, so mine made sense. Speaking of, our giveaway is doing really well. If you have not headed over to the Instagram, go head over because by the time when they hear this, it'll be 2 days until it closes.
Oh,
so it closes on Thursday. Head over to That's Life Potty. ThatsLifePoddy, and you can win yourself 2 tickets to the LO Sister Conference hosted by Sadie Robertson. And that would. That's that.
You should definitely. And we probably have some new listeners from that giveaway.
100%. Hi.
So hey,
I'm
welcome.
Abby. That's Ryan.
Thank you for listening. And
we're brother and sister.
We're not brother and sister, but thanks for listening and appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed.
Subscrizzy.
Leave a review. We would love that.
What I was gonna say is when you were talking about like which this is a little different, but like the Ryan that used to be, like, if you would have told the Ryan that used to be, like, pre-Jesus Ryan, like, everything that the Lord has, like, allowed in his life. And I was just thinking about, like, how the Lord has allowed even just, like, this, I mean, it sounds crazy, but, like, even just this giveaway, like, I have looked up to Sadie Robertson for my entire life. And I know it's small, like, she has no idea who I am, but just, I kept just thanking the Lord so much of just, like, a genuine, like, gratitude of, like, oh my gosh, like, we're literally partnering with her company. She saw us and, like, knows us, and we're able to, like, give that away. Like, the Lord has allowed us to have this really awesome opportunity, and not to, like, make it about us. You know, it is ultimately to give back, and it's just an awesome partnership. Like, let's be for real. Like, it's so cool. But I just kept being like, thank you, Jesus. Like, this is so cool. Like, if little Abby, who, like, started listening to Sadie Robertson when she was in middle school, who, like, and, like, watched her on Dancing with the Stars, and was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Like, if you would have told her, like, yeah, you'll be, like, working with them one day, I would have been like, what? I mean, even last year, like, literally Corey, like, praying over us and all of that. Like, if you would have said, like, oh yeah, the mom from Duck Dynasty, you're actually gonna be working on a show with her.
That's
and, like,
super cool.
And it'll be a lasting relationship, and, like, she's actually gonna know you and care about you. I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Like, crazy. Not trying to, like, flex, but just, like, genuinely just, like, even, you know, you don't have to not know Jesus and then know Jesus in order for your relationship with him to be valid. Like, so often I felt like I had to have this pre-Jesus, post-Jesus testimony because, you know, and those ones are beautiful. But it just never occurred to me that, like, and this sounds so crazy, but, like, the power of the Lord is powerful whether you have the quote unquote, like, don't know Jesus, do know Jesus testimony, if that makes sense. Like, I just felt like I had to make my life seem so horrible and then have some sort of flip switch in order for my testimony to feel powerful, when, in all honesty, I've loved Jesus my entire life. And of course, I've come into my own. Like, and when I was 13 years old and, like, went through an eating disorder, that was, like, me being like, okay, Jesus. Like, I would say that was the turning point. But I was praying from such a young age. Like, I've been a Christian and known that Jesus loves me and that I'm going to heaven since as long as I can remember. And it's like, how powerful that testimony is as well.
But not at birth. She didn't at birth.
Well, I didn't even know.
That's what I'm saying. I was just making it known that you're not saved at birth.
I came out of the womb and I was...
Well, some people actually believe that if you get baptized as a baby, you're, like, saved. So I was just making that important.
But, well, baptism doesn't equal salvation. Like, you have to believe and confess with your heart.
Do you really?
Stop being a butthole. We have new listeners. What if this is the first time they're hearing about Jesus?
This is my first time hearing that. I didn't know.
Ryan,
tell me more about that.
I'm the actor, okay? Listen.
Trying to get you to talk.
Now, there are some churches that do believe baptism is what saves you. And the salvation isn't just professing and believing fully that Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior of your life.
Yeah, Ephesians tells us you are saved by grace through faith, not by your works, so that no man can boast. And
baptism is the public display of that.
Exactly.
But even thinking about baptism, like John the Baptist, we know him as John the Baptist, but, like, he baptized Jesus, and Jesus is Jesus. And we're sitting here like, if you would have told us that blah, 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 like, I would not have believed you. Like, John the Baptist is a beautiful example of that, of, like, there's never going to be a point where it's like, oh yeah, I feel qualified. I feel worthy. Like, I feel enough to do this thing that God is giving to me. And it's like, no, like, we're all sinners. And the Lord, I listened to, it was literally Sadie Robertson's podcast this morning, and Willie was on it, and he was talking about, like, 2 days after Peter had denied Jesus, or 3 days after Peter had denied Jesus, Jesus was like, okay, you need to go tell people about me. And it's like 3 days. He was literally like, I don't know Jesus. I don't know him. And Jesus came back and was like, go tell people about me. Like, he wasn't like, oh, well, now you're not qualified enough to do it. Like, sorry, dude. Like, that's not how Jesus works. And that's not, you don't have to, like, set a benchmark in order to be worthy enough to go spread the gospel. You don't have to know enough Bible verses or enough, XYZ or the perfect words to say in order to tell people about Jesus. Like, if you know Jesus, tell people your story. That is telling people about Jesus.
Yeah, no, that's so good. Like, and too, our pastor says this a lot, but people can debate theology, they can debate history, they can debate a lot of things. One thing that nobody can ever take away from you is your personal relationship with Jesus Christ.
That's so good.
And our pastor says that a lot, but just going back to your point on Peter and James and all these characters that we see in the Bible, just the thought, like, Jesus, these are the same men. I don't think James, Jesus' half brother, but like, Peter denied Jesus 3 times, and then he went off and was killed for the sake of the gospel. James, Jesus' half brother, he was killed for the sake of the gospel. And
I mean, Paul literally was killing Christians and then was proclaiming that Jesus Christ is Lord. And it's like, if Paul were to sit in that guilt and shame, so often, like, you know what I mean? Like if you were to focus on, I did so many things that I'm not proud of before I knew Jesus. Like, if you let yourself stay in that, like, the Lord heals you. The Lord makes you new. Like, that is the beauty of a testimony. And sometimes I get so caught up in, like, the living in the guilt and the shame, but, like, that's not sent by the Lord.
Yeah, we talk about comparison a lot too, and I think it's easy to compare. Like, I think it's so easy to compare your obedience to somebody else. So, like, we look at Paul and we look at Peter and all these people that died for the sake of the gospel, and we're like, oh, well, we're not dying for... Well, Jesus isn't asking you to necessarily go literally die for his sake, but he might be asking you to share the gospel with that waiter that you're afraid to, or he might be asking you to go share the gospel with that friend or that family member that has never heard the truth of Jesus. And that is where you can be obedient, and that's where Jesus is calling you to be, to proclaim his name and say, like, look, like, I don't have all the right answers, but I was one way before I knew Jesus, and I had an experience with Jesus, and this is how he's changed my life. And go tell everybody about that. Yeah. And I promise you're going to change so many lives, and that is being obedient to what God is calling you to do.
Die to yourself daily. Like, he doesn't call us to die, but die to ourselves in the fact of, like, go tell the waiter about Jesus. Oh, I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to do that. The Lord's telling you to do it, so die to yourself. Like, what's the worst that... my encouragement is, like, what's the worst that could happen? They judge you. They laugh at you. Okay, laugh at me because I'm telling you about Jesus. I did what he was what he told me to do, which is really hard to, like, work yourself up to, like, that kind of courage. But again, pray, seek from the Lord. He'll give you the confidence. He will. You have to fully believe. And all it takes is belief the size of a mustard seed. So anyways, that was, like, a really good tangent. We kind of just, like, went off on that.
That was good.
But what?
I have to pee really bad.
Okay, go pee.
I can go pee?
Yeah, you can go pee.
Okay, thank you.
I'll tell them about
Be right back, guys.
BRB or BRP.
I have a debate topic whenever I get back that we got to talk about.
Okay, we can debate. Anyways, while he's gone, let's talk about him. Guys, everybody, listen. Ryan and I, contrary to what he makes it seem like in the public eye, do like each other, actually. We are actually, in fact, dating. And when we're in Costa Rica, it will be 9 months of us dating, which is actually kind of crazy to think about. Like, 9 months I've been with this guy who I, like, didn't even think I liked, and now I can't imagine my life without him, which is like kind of crazy. But yeah, I just love him. And let's think about something that I can expose about Ryan. Oh, he bites his nails. Well, he bites like his hangnails, like the skin on the side of his nails. That's like a nervous habit that he does. Oh, he always said, instead of saying all right, he says all right. Like he says it like that. All right. Next time you see him, just be like, all right, all right. And he also says, oh man. Like he'll sit down and he'll be like, oh man. Oh, there he is. Did you hear what I was saying? Oh, I was exposing secrets about you.
What'd you say?
Well, it's a secret.
Other than that, I have the bladder of like a 79-year-old.
No, you just drink so much water.
I do. So it causes me to pee a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Probably 30 minutes in, I had to pee, but I mustered through the strength to get to 20 more minutes.
How kind.
I know. I do it for the people.
What's your debate topic? Because I also have a debate topic.
Well, I'm looking at this camera, and we don't have much longer. It's looking like, but
it's fine.
Anyways, I'm hoping that this turns into a Instagram reel because I think this is important.
Okay.
So, I was texting my buddy this past weekend.
You were texting your buddy?
Yeah.
It just didn't sound like you said, I was texting my buddy.
What did it sound like?
You, like, slurred your words together a little bit?
What did it sound like I said? Sexting?
Well, yeah. Oh. I didn't want to say it. It sounds naughty. It makes me feel naughty to say that.
Oh,
we don't promote that kind of behavior.
I was texting my buddy this past weekend, and I lived with this guy for a year after college, and he prefers to have the thermostat on 76 during the summer and 68 during the winter. And I just think that is absolutely insanity. I think
it should be warmer in the house in the summer and cooler in the house in the... warmer in the house in the winter, cooler in the house in the summer.
Yeah, it brought me to this question that I feel like is a very debatable question, and is like, what is the ideal thermostat temperature to sleep in?
For myself, or do I think a general consensus of America?
No, for yourself, because I feel like yours is like extremely hot, and I'm just gonna disagree with it.
I usually sleep with it on 74.
That's crazy. Is that not crazy?
But I go to bed freezing and I wake up in the middle of the night extremely hot. This is my night routine. So I'll be freezing. I'll have sweats and a sweatshirt on and socks. I sleep in socks. Some people are like just taken aback by that. I feel like it's more normal to sleep in socks than not sleep in socks.
Nope.
You're in bed. You want your feet to be wrapped up nice and warm.
Nope.
Why?
I'm not kidding. You have a higher percentage chance to go to prison if you sleep in socks.
Okay.
I just believe that.
Okay. Anyways, that's not the topic we're debating right now. I go in my sweats and then I'll be freezing. I'll wake up around like 2 hours after I go to bed and I go to the bathroom and I'm like, fine, I go back to bed. An hour later, I wake up like 3 to 4 times a night. And then an hour later I wake up, sweat all in my neck. Like, I'm so hot. So then I'll strip a layer. Sometimes...
You just have to wash your sheets every single night then.
Well, usually I've been sleeping on top of my comforter.
And just sweating on it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, not like body sweat, just my head. Anyways, so then I wake up like really hot, so then I'll strip. But it just depends on like how hot I am. But yeah, and then I'll just strip, and sometimes I sleep alone, so
yeah.
Sometimes I'll just take off everything.
That's the thing is, I think the ideal sleeping temperature is 68.
Yeah, I feel like 69 is like a good house temperature.
Yeah.
That's what my house stays on.
I go 68, fan on, obviously no socks.
Okay.
But I just thought the fact that somebody would put the temperature on 76 during the summer seemed a little crazy.
Yeah. My house usually, though, my mom keeps my house like super cold. So, and then I have ice cream right before I go to bed, which makes me really cold. So then I just like have to bundle up.
I will. In Kelly's defense, she actually doesn't keep it really cold. You just get cold very easily.
Yeah, I just get cold very easily. My debate topic was, oh wait, what was it? What was it? We were talking about something and then I was like, we should talk about that. You were talking about PGA and, can you be in a relationship and think other people are attractive?
Absolutely.
You were really excited about answering that. Okay, like really excited about answering that. Oh, absolutely. 100%, Abby. I find it a joy, actually. I seek out people to find attractive whilst dating you. Is that what was running through your brain?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what it felt like. I'm just kidding. I also agree, but not as enthusiastically as you agree with that. Would you like to explain your reasoning?
I mean, it's not that I think...
Yeah, go ahead. Dig yourself out of this hole.
I just feel like it's human nature to find other people attractive that you're attracted to, but an attraction to somebody that you're in a relationship with and that you love, whether you're dating, engaged, married, whatever, there's levels to it. Obviously, way different levels. But I just feel like that doesn't change anything. It's just that the person that you are most attracted to or, means the most to you is the one that you are with.
I think,
I don't know. I think I struggle to answer that question.
No, I get what you're saying. This is how I am. I can look at someone and be like, oh, they're cute. Think someone's cute, but I'm not going to pursue it past that at any level at all.
Right. You know what I thought you were going to ask me?
What?
Is the love two people at one time question. I thought that's what you were going to ask me.
Oh, well, can you love two people at once?
I don't think you can. It depends on how somebody defines love. Do I think somebody can... I have trouble answering that because I don't think you can either, because I feel like love is anything but that. And that's not love if you love somebody else. I think you can have feelings and be intimate with multiple people, but I don't believe that that's what love is.
Yeah, I think you can have feelings for multiple people at one time, but true love, I couldn't have the same kind of love. One love would be stronger. And so then that is love.
It's the fruit of the spirit too, is what we believe love is.
I wouldn't even let it get to that point anyways, but I mean, now we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you. You were saying the fruit of the spirit.
Oh no, I wasn't. I just said that. I didn't have anything else really.
Just a side note, I itched my face while we were talking, and it's sticky. That's how gross I am. My face is sticky right now. But I kind of love that about the summer. I love feeling gross because it makes me feel like summer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
sweaty
sure.
And just living gross, and so it doesn't matter because you're just always outside and
Yeah.
You're,
for sure.
Hair windows rolled down, don't care what your hair looks like kind of life.
Yeah.
We're just supposed to be beach people.
Ooh.
That is true. You said you were the one that opened that can of worms because you said that on the podcast.
No, you're right. We are.
So I can say that. Anyways, high and low.
Because
we can't do the crumble yet because it's a Saturday.
Yeah, we are filming this on a Saturday.
Yeah.
We will be filming whenever we go to Costa Rica too, so there will be an episode up for that. We'll just be filming the night before we leave.
We're gonna film the night before we leave?
Probably that Friday night.
I have work.
Oh.
See, this is the problem.
Isn't that just the worst work schedule?
We're just... What? It's not. It's the best. It's so fun. Anyways,
graveyard shift.
I have work 5 to 8 every single night this week.
Oh, okay. Well then when else would we film?
Maybe another night after 8 o'clock.
Okay, it doesn't matter to me.
Why do you say it like that?
Well, what was so crazy about Friday night if we were gonna have to do it at a nighttime anyway?
Because we have to wake up at 3:30 in the morning on Saturday.
We'll be alright.
I don't think that's the smartest thing. Y'all can comment on the Spotify and let us know if you would do Team Abby.
We'll probably do Thursday night. You're right.
Yeah. Thank you.
No.
Okay, so when I involve other people, you're like, yeah, she is right.
I say you're right all the time.
Okay. You do not. Don't even fib yourself. Ryan has openly admitted this, and this also is great because he will better me in a way of like if he knows I'm trying to get out of something or like there's like he'll know when tough love is good, but you have admitted that sometimes you just want to be right even if you know you're not right.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my things.
But in the same breath, you're very quick to know when you're wrong.
Which is often, right? It's actually not very often. I'm
not
usually
very
always
often.
right.
No, well, I would say a lot of the time you are, actually.
I'm just kidding.
No, I definitely have all my things, too. I'm so emotional, y'all. I don't know how he puts up with it. I'm so emotional, for real.
We're good now, though.
Yeah. Okay, what's your high low?
Before this episode?
We were good. We were literally
I
helping
know,
each other.
I'm just messing with you.
Okay. Anyways, what's your high and low?
Man, since this week, definitely PGA Championship. That was
PGA
Championship. Yeah, that was so cool. Low.
Not seeing your girlfriend?
You go with your high, and I'll think of my low.
Well, I like to do my low first.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
My low is that I didn't get to see Ryan. Because I don't know. I was telling Mom this. I feel like also, usually like couples, they like kind of have to be mindful of like, oh, if we spend a lot of time together, like we might get a little like, angry or like, the more time you spend with someone, the more annoyed you get.
Oh, yeah.
But I told Mom, I was like, I feel like it's the opposite with us. Like the less time we spend together, the more
we are.
Yeah, the more just like off the same page we are, and like more communication is kind of like miscommunicated as to where the more time we spend together, like when we go on trips together and stuff, we're like literally smooth sailing the entire time. We're like in sync. Like our brains think the same. Don't you think so?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's accurate for sure. Yeah. I think that the less time Abby and I spend together seems to be the less time we talk to each other as well.
Because we're both just not big, like, over the phone communicator all the time kind of people.
We just want to be together.
Which is fine. I mean, there's no reason really for us to. I mean, we'll have to do distance and be more mindful about it in the future, but
yeah, whenever you're Abby's living in Nashville in a couple months, or here's coming up, so we'll have to.
It really took you a long time to say that.
We'll have to be mindful of that for sure.
But yeah, my low is just not seeing Ryan.
Yeah.
Not because of that reason. I just missed you, and
yeah, we were communicating well.
Yeah, I think we did really well. I think we're both okay with not constant communication either.
Yeah.
But it's not like we didn't text each other every day. Like, we did, but it just wasn't, like, living life together through text messages.
Yeah.
And then my high...
That was my low, too. I'm using that one.
Aw, thanks. And then my high was I'm really enjoying this choreography little gig that I got going on right now, which is awesome because... as you all know, I've kind of struggled a little bit with just like my love of the theater these days and kind of finding my way in that. But I'm really loving what I'm doing right now, and I get super excited to just like show up for work and be able to, I don't know, just feel like good, and it's great people, and I'm just loving my time there. So yeah.
That's what's up.
Right when we finish the podcast, the AC stops.
Oh, really?
You hear it? It's gone.
Yeah,
it literally just stopped.
I didn't hear it the whole time. Of course.
This is me and Ryan. Mine has about 2 sips of my Gatorade out, and Ryan's is gone.
Empty. So. I was going to say before we got done, high and low is just like your high of the week and your low of the week.
Oh, yeah, I guess we should specify for our new people.
Listeners.
And one thing I'll end off with is I noticed in our giveaway reel, Ryan does not like to look at the camera at all, and I noticed that even in this podcast you were either looking at the computer screen or at the window. And you know what's funny? Unless you talk about Jesus, when you talk about Jesus, you are staring dead into the camera.
Because I'm talking to the people.
Yeah, to the people. I feel like I doze. Like my face sometimes if I'm not talking just looks dead.
Really?
Yeah.
That's one thing at the wedding that they told me is I need to be smiling the whole time because you might get some pictures of you just looking mean mugging. So you just gotta force a smile the whole time.
Really?
Interesting. That's what she told me.
The photographer?
Mm-hmm.
Well, all you officiants out there, now you know. And you also know to step out of the way when the bride and groom kiss so that you're not in the middle of their pictures.
Nobody told me, or nobody like pulled me away. I just remembered.
You're so smart. That's my smart boyfriend.
Pat myself on the back.
Listen, everybody, thank you so much for listening. If you're new here, we're so happy that you're here. We love you so much. And if you're curious about knowing who Jesus is or what it looks like to accept him as Lord and Savior of your life, DM us, ask a friend, ask someone you know who does love Jesus, and just say, like, hey, who is Jesus? I want to know a little bit about him. Like, what did he do? But our DMs are always open. And we would love to share Jesus with you and what that looks like. And if you do know Jesus and maybe you feel like, well, I want my life to be saved. I want to go to heaven. I want Jesus to be Lord and Savior of my life. All you have to do is ask him. Say, Jesus, like, come into my life. Like, I profess you are the Savior of my life and I believe you are the Son of God, essentially. I don't know what the exact wordage would be.
When you confess Jesus is Lord by your mouth and ask him for the forgiveness of your sins.
It's a more eloquent way of saying that. Is that the Bible? Is that Bible?
Yeah.
This guy.
That's Bible.
I need to read my Bible more. That's what I was going to talk about.
Yeah, Abby never reads her Bible.
Oh,
she's a bad Christian.
I do read my Bible. I'm really
kidding.
struggling to stay consistent right now, though, in, like, actually dissecting the word. And, like, right now I'm literally just having to, like, sit and read, which is a real struggle sometimes. But it's just the picking it up and doing it anyways.
Yeah.
And I just have to die to myself. Like, myself doesn't want to read the Bible, but I want to know Jesus. And that's a surefire way to know him. So
it's probably the best way.
I mean, it's literally his words. It's God-breathed. Anyways, with that being said, profess Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, and we'll see you in heaven, I guess.
We'll see you in heaven.
We love you. Jesus loves you.
I love you.
Bro.
I had a little throat.
And that's life.